Action. Oh,
We're
so
live.
we're live.
We're
Look at
live.
us.
We're back.
Episode 15, if you can believe
Yeah,
that.
15.
15
We're
is
almost
something.
up to the beautiful 20, you know?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Wow.
we started in the B League. Now we're here today in whatever league we're in. And that's clearly not the B League.
Yeah.
It's whatever's better than that.
My name is Josh.
That's Josh.
I'm Caleb.
I'm Dan. And we're all the hosts of...
Together, we are...
It's Always
Three
Something podcast.
Amigos.
Oh. Three amigos. Three amigos are we.
Anybody seen that?
You probably don't know what that's from.
Probably
No,
know
but
what
we
that's
got to do that one eventually because I, for one, say Three Amigos is one of the better movies of all time, one of the better comedies. And Caleb,
Yeah, it's a classic.
I felt like Caleb he poo-pooed on it.
I well, no, let me clarify that real quick before we get into this.
Very important.
I made some slams on it. You
Slammed
know?
it. Oh, he slammed it
Well,
big time.
We were comparing it to other things, and I was kind of critical of it in certain ways.
Right, and he said he hadn't seen it in a long time.
After it was over, I think I felt
Better.
like I had been overly critical about
Yeah,
it. And I
yeah.
didn't talk highly enough about the great things about it. Because there were obviously a lot of great scenes, and it's a classic movie. And I did say it was a classic movie during that episode. Anyway, let's move on. We're here today to talk about
We're talking about Scrooged, and we're talking about
Trapped in Paradise.
I
Trapped
think your
in
gain
Paradise.
is too low.
See what is?
Oh, he's just not talking to the mic.
You're
I was
saying the
trying to-
mic's too low.
No, he's
Like your audio sounds
When
quieter.
when I switched out
the thing.
my foam thing,
Yeah.
I think it needed to be readjusted.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Because I put a bigger foam on,
Mm-hmm.
and I never adjusted it.
Yeah.
Test, 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 test,
There we go.
test, test.
switched
Yeah,
it way up
that's
there,
that's
bro.
fine. Yeah, that's good.
Probably something we should have done before, but that's okay.
You know what? Hey, live and
learn.
Yeah.
All right.
Live in
Keep-
the moment.
Bros, come on, just chill. Just have a little wine, have a little drinks, just chill. So, this
Yeah.
is a Christmas episode, believe it or not.
Last Christmas episode of the year.
Yeah, I mean, that's why we're all festive. We
Yeah.
got lights, clearly. You got an alien with a Santa Claus hat. Where have you seen that before? Nowhere.
Yeah.
We're the first. No big deal. I have beautiful, beautiful Santa Claus hair I've been growing out for quite some time.
Those are some amazing locks you have.
Oh,
Thank
going
you.
on
If
there.
any
Thank
of
you.
that
It's
makes you
very hot.
excited, the hat, the locks, hit like and subscribe right now.
We are a growing channel in more ways than one. Winky face, eggplant, water splash.
And if any of that doesn't sound good to you,
Hmm.
go ahead and hit like and subscribe.
Yeah, if you really look here's the thing. If you really want to stick it to us, just like if you subscribe and leave a comment below, just telling us how much we blow.
Oh man,
Man, you'd really get us big time.
that would get us.
That would really show us what for. But
All
we
right.
we're a growing channel. We appreciate everyone. If you guys, you like what we're doing, we love making this content. So it's fun. It's a good time. We talk
Yeah.
about movies is what we do. If this is your first time here, we talk about movies. We watch them. We talk about them. We say what we like, what we don't like. And then,
We
Yeah,
leave it up to
you
you
know-
guys to decide, do you want to see this movie or
Right.
do you want to pass?
right, we recommend if you should watch it or not.
You know
but
what I
it's
would
really
say
up to you.
about Dan in movies?
Yeah,
He likes to watch.
he's not wrong. I like to watch. That's my watch. I actually watch. That's the noises I make when I'm watching movies.
Oh wow,
Yeah, I kind of make. Yeah, it's kind of
that's
weird.
usually when I walk out the door.
That's our cue.
Like here he goes
Right.
again,
There
acting
he-
weird.
Yeah, there he goes again. Anyways, we're going to talk about the movie Scrooged, and we're going to talk about the movie Trapped in Paradise. We're going to talk about Scrooged first, because Bill Murray's in that one. And although, I mean,
Yeah.
Trapped in Paradise, you got Nicolas Cage, you got Dana Carvey, who probably,
Yeah.
I agree with Josh, he did the best for that movie. He's a very unique character. And you got John Lovitz, which John Lovitz is underrated.
Classic.
John Lovitz is amazing. I
Yep.
John Lovitz him.
I just saw John Lovitz in this miniature golf. You ever heard that miniature golf show that's on TV nowadays?
Miniature golf show.
It's like it's almost like American Ninja Warrior,
No.
except it's miniature golf.
No,
and they go
really?
through this crazy obstacle course. Anyway, John Lovitz is on there.
If there's a show out
And
there,
he's
like I need to
golfing.
be on that.
Hmm.
you get to he's one of the obstacles. You get to him.
No.
and he chips your ball over this little lake, and wherever he lands, that's where you got to play from.
That's-
No.
Yeah, he's
funny.
really good. He did really well. Anyway,
Wow.
Huh.
Okay, I gotta check that out. So
Crazy.
yeah,
it's funny. It's
there's a
pretty good.
rare shout out from our channels
Okay.
of yours. Mini golf. I
Yeah.
love mini golf. I won
I
a
love it.
I won a mini golf championship back in the northern bits when we lived up there. Do you remember when we always just go up there and play mini golf? Were you
Yeah,
part of that?
in
Into
Kenosha, right?
Kenosha?
Yeah, we played at Congo River all the time.
Congo River, Kenosha. What was the place next to it? Action Territory.
Action
Oh,
Territory, but now it's all
yeah.
the same. They got bought out by Action Territory. Now it's all the same.
Oh,
So, but it's Congo River's. I mean, hey, this is a little insight. If you guys are ever in Kenosha, Wisconsin, check out Congo River. Well, check out Action Territory because there's a pretty neat golf course there, a little mini golf.
Yeah,
What is going
fun.
on? What is going on?
I saw a dark thing in my
Mold.
drink, but it was a shadow of the bubbles, so it was like it looked like a.
It looked questionable.
Mold.
I
but
don't
hey,
know, a
sometimes
very
you gotta.
questionable critter in there.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's not. It's just
Yeah.
bubbles. So
I've
it's
always
cool.
said the critters that I put in people's drinks here are totally legit. They're fine. They just
Yeah.
add to the flavor.
Mhm.
So.
This is Texas.
Yeah. Oh, there's gonna be critters.
Don't look, just drink.
I found my first scorpion a couple weeks ago, like a month ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Around here, huh?
Yeah, it's right outside my garage.
Oh, nice.
I had to evict him. Yeah, there's no room
You
for
got to
that.
do that. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
But I've heard they look cool under a black light. So
They do look awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
it didn't stop me from
They
crushing.
glow like crazy.
Oh, that's cool.
Evicting them.
Hmm.
But yeah, they glow. They got cool little black light glows. So if you're ever
So-
making a mini golf course, inside, here's an option. Being on the same subject, fill it with scorpions.
Ooh,
it might look
live
really cool.
That's a great idea.
Yeah,
Or
that'd be a heck of a course. Wouldn't it?
blacklight bowling,
Oh, yeah.
scorpions.
Scorpions. Yeah, put them on the pins or whatever. Yeah, why not?
Inside the
Okay.
ball holes.
Why not? Ooh, put your fingers in there, tempting fate.
Oh, man.
Maybe. We'll look into that.
Yeah.
But if you do that, we're not recommending it. We're not trying to get sued.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about Scrooged first. And
Scrooged.
Scrooged. So Bill Murray. Do you want me to run down? Do you want to do
Go
it? What do
ahead.
you all right,
Go
all right.
for it. You just watched it.
All right.
So did I.
I just watched it for the first time. I've seen it twice now. This is the first time in many
Wow,
years. You
okay.
said you've seen it many times.
Many
but
times.
The quick 60-second rundown is Scrooged is a new age Scrooged movie where everyone knows about the whole Scrooge thing, but Bill Murray plays a TV executive trying to add shows to his lineup, but he's a jerk. He's just a jerk, and he's lost the love of his life, and he's just a jerk of a guy, and the ghost of his old TV exec boss comes back and tells him he's going to see 3 ghosts that night. They're going to, blah, blah, blah. It's the whole Scrooge story, but new age. New age being early to mid 90s, of course, which is now old age.
Yeah.
Because it's not the 90s anymore. Now, I know both of you are 90 kinds of girls.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Like,
Absolutely.
It's the 90s kind of world.
Was the best decade ever.
Yeah. It was pretty good.
In my opinion.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we had...
my opinion is...
about the 90s,
obviously-
we had the Bulls dominating for 6 seasons. The only 2 seasons they didn't dominate was when Jordan retired. Come on. Let's go. I mean, the Bears were terrible, but hey.
The Bears.
The Bears still terrible.
So you guys both watched it, but I did not.
Right.
And I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
Well,
I have
okay.
a little
Tell me why.
confession to make.
I got a confession to make.
I got something to say about your...
Yeah.
Go ahead. Tell
Okay.
us what you're going to say.
So I thought that I had seen it before, and I thought I didn't like it. So
This guy!
today when I was doing my homework, I
Yeah.
thought, oh, you know what? I'm just going to watch the trailer just as a refresher.
Right.
I opened it up, realized I'd never seen it, and I was confusing it with this movie, Nothing But Trouble. Have you ever seen that movie?
No, of course.
We just talked about that
We just
movie
talked about
on
it.
2 episodes ago.
Which
Yeah.
was a terrible movie in my opinion.
Yeah, that was a trashly
But it has
rated
Dan
movie.
Aykroyd, Chevy Chase,
Oh,
John
yeah.
We were just
Candy.
talking. Yeah, we're just talking about.
We were
Because
just
they had the
there.
old man, and I couldn't
Yeah.
remember what it's called. But after I watched the movie we watched last week, I kept getting an ad for
Oh,
Nothing But
gosh.
Trouble. It just kept showing up. It wasn't an ad. It just kept showing up on my Amazon
Uh-huh.
thing. And I thought to myself, I've seen that one time, and I actually want to see it. We're going to watch
we
it
were
this
about to
week.
watch it a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
But we
Just as a-
decided not to.
Yeah.
Because, well, I mean, I don't remember it being good.
No, I think I remember trying to watch it, and I got maybe 3/4 of the way through, and I was just like, I'm done with this movie.
That was Dan Aykroyd's first
Directorial. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Yeah,
But that's what I
bombed.
thought it was. I thought it was Scrooged.
Oh,
No, it's not.
That's really
No.
sad.
Although Scrooge does have a scary skeletal guy in it. 2 different ones, in fact.
Yeah.
So Josh, we're gonna pause the video right
It's
now. We're
very
gonna go
sad.
watch that Scrooge. We'll be right back and
All right.
go. And we're back. So Josh, what did you think about Scrooged
I thought it was.
based on the trailer?
Yeah, it was pretty. It looked pretty interesting.
It was okay. It
It didn't look bad.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad.
It didn't
movie.
look amazing either.
You know, something about that movie, obviously we haven't really gotten into it yet, but something about that movie,
Let's get into
I
it.
see it. I've seen it many times.
Mm.
Amanda, my wife, watches it every single year. She forces our kids to watch it. Anyway, I think she's trying to get them obsessed with it like she is, but
Right.
it hasn't worked on me.
What
But
kids do.
so I watch it every year pretty
Be obsessed
much
with their parents'
for what I pay
things.
attention to
Sure.
it. But something about that movie, like the next year comes around and I don't want to see it. I'm like, no, I don't want to see that
here's the
movie
thing.
again.
You know
what I'm talking about? But then when I do see it, like I just watched it straight through last night, 100% attention, and I do like it.
It was okay. It was okay.
There's a lot of great parts in it, and Bill Murray plays it really well. You know.
So yeah, let's get into it. Let's just dive right in, okay? So I saw it for the first time in many years. I've only seen it twice. So I watched it the first time as an adult, 2 nights ago.
You're an adult.
Well, as close as you can get. Legally, I have to pay my taxes, so I am an adult.
Yeah, that's true.
I have to make grown-up decisions sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
But the decision I made was to watch Scrooged.
Okay.
And it was okay.
Yeah.
So this is what I liked about it. So Bill Murray had some good parts. He's Bill Murray. The story was the typical Scrooge story.
Yeah.
I'll say the actors all did a great part. There wasn't anyone that was terrible at all. They were all pretty good. The cab driver was perfect for that role.
Yeah, very good.
The Barry, the second ghost, pretty funny. She had a thing with Bill Murray. They kept punching each other in the face.
Yeah, that was
comical.
funny.
It's fine.
Yeah.
The third ghost was. I like how they tricked you with the scary ghost, and then the scarier ghost comes with the demons in his belly or whatever.
Yeah,
that's pretty good. I can appreciate that. The first guy though, that was probably the best one. I feel like that's what they put their money in. His executive boss. So like I said, Bill Murray plays the role of a TV executive, and I want to jump into this too. So you may have noticed one of my favorite movies and yours of all time, UHF, and I figured
absolutely
the first shows they started showing that was made for Channel 66, right? Is that what it was? Right? UHF wasn't that Channel 66?
Yeah.
It was made for that. It was like Conan the Librarian.
It wasn't U66.
It wasn't? What was it? 60. It was totally 68? No. I thought it was 66. What was it?
All right, I'm done with this podcast.
Oh my God!
U62.
62.
There's lots of fun coming your way this weekend on U62. First, slam your way to health as you stay fit with Mike and Spike.
Anyway, so Channel 62. They always, in UHF, they come up with these crazy ideas for movies, Conan the Librarian, so on and so forth. The first couple movies that they show, the whole beginning of Scrooged, are these fake movies that are coming out that are going to be shown during Christmas. And one of them was The Night the Reindeer Died. And the $1 Million Man, or the $1 Billion Man, whatever it was, however much money you have. He was like playing a character in a movie where these people come to take Santa hostage, and Santa pops out all these guns and stuff out of his cabinet. They're defending the North Pole. And I thought to myself, man, Weird Al needs to be a part of this, because this was like built for U62. You know, it was awesome. So I was cracking up about that.
Well, then, he was, he's a terrible guy, just in general. He's
Bill Murray?
Yeah, he plays this terrible boss who just doesn't care about anybody's lives or anything. And you're talking about these movies, they're trying to put out this stuff, and he kind of early on in the movie, they were talking about this preview that went out of this scary, I don't know what it was, a Christmas movie or something like that. And it was so scary that an old lady died, had a heart attack, and he was like, perfect. And they're like, we got to pull this off. And he was like, no, this is free publicity.
Yeah.
It was in the newspaper and stuff like that. He's like, I want this to air every, just like, I don't know, every other minute.
Yeah. Like talking about the lady that died watching it because she's too scared. And that's just the trailer. It wasn't even the movie.
So he didn't care about her. He just okay, then let's double down on, showing this to everybody.
So, yeah. So it's about him, and he's just a jerk. He's trying to make money for the thing. He doesn't care about anything else. And then it flashes back, of course, the ghost of Christmas Past comes and takes him on a rampage to the past where he met this beautiful girl, and he used to be like on this bozo show kind of thing.
What was her? What did she call him? Quiz.
Lumpy.
Yeah. Why was his name?
Because they bumped each other's heads. That's how they met. Is she dropped something?
She opened the door and
that's what happened first.
And then he fell back, and his back of his head on the ground.
Yeah.
And then they bumped heads
again.
Yeah. So it's like.
So she called him Lumpy.
Lumpy from that point on.
It's like his pet name.
It's kind of I hate pet names. But
does your wife have a pet name for you?
Absolutely not. Yeah. Caleb.
It's funny. when I started dating Stephanie, that was one of the first things she said was, I don't like pet names.
Oh, I can't stand them, man.
Yeah.
I just cannot stand them. I think it's just ew.
I
it's
used
kind
to.
of a ick. I guess nowadays you'd call it the ick.
Yeah. You're yucking some people's yums, okay?
Yeah.
I had an ex, and we had a joke around about how people call their significant other bae.
Oh my
gosh. Or a boo, you know.
That one's the worst.
And so I always called her bae because I knew it annoyed her. But long story short, she did eventually dump me. But it took her 4 years, okay? I thought I was endearing myself, but I guess I was wrong. You know? So kids out there, be careful calling your sig other bae.
Yeah.
They say it's annoying.
Please don't.
After about 4 or 5 years, they might actually get annoyed.
Yeah.
Who would have known?
Hey, whatever.
Well, it is what it is. You know. But here we are today. We're talking about Scrooge. Bill Murray goes in the past, so the whole thing was showing his like ex, and so this is one thing that rubbed me the wrong way. Okay. So he was like a decent guy back in the past, of course, and not a total a-hole. And he gets his job as an exec eventually. Like the whole breakup thing was that the big channel executive invited him to go to dinner with his wife, and she's like, "Oh, we're supposed to meet my family," and he's like, "But this is a big thing for me," and then it became an issue.
Yeah,
okay,
we planned this for a month out, a month out with our friends,
Right.
And he was like, you don't understand. This is a great opportunity to have dinner with the
right. I mean, and if that's the first thing that happened,
his side on that.
Oh
honestly.
yeah, come on, dude.
Your friends would all be on your side too.
Yeah, if someone big time, if I had a like a date set for whatever Christmas, the night before Christmas with a girl I'm seeing,
just a random date,
and then Joe Rogan says, "Hey man, I want you to come on my podcast. Like I got this opening and it's a once in a lifetime thing, but come on over. We're going to check it out." Oh yeah, I'm going. I'm going. And if you don't go, you're stupid.
You mentioned, we all had a trip planned to, we'll say Big Bend,
Mm-hmm.
We're all going to Big Bend, and then you get invited to something that's going to be an opportunity for you.
Could it be Joe Rogan?
We'd all be stupid. We're not your friends to
Who's
say.
Who's not going to meet Joe Rogan?
Don't go there. You're friends with us.
Who's not going to meet Elon Musk? Yeah, Elon Musk got some new Tesla he wants to show you. Like, you just ran into him and come on.
She was acting all whiny about that crap. I was like,
it's assumed that that there was more to it, like maybe he had been doing things like that also. But anyways, they separate, and just to get over it, they separate, and it's the girl he missed or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But he becomes like a big time executive, of course,
right?
And then it just becomes out of nowhere, like all of a sudden he's in present day, and he's just like a jackass, man. Like he's like a villain, like firing people the day before Christmas because they had something to say, which kind of it's Bobcat Goldthwait, he fires him.
His boss wasn't that way.
No, his boss.
He was
fine.
having Christmas parties. But
he's seen boobies and stuff. Yeah,
they were wild Christmas parties.
Wild,
I felt like I was watching that Wall Street,
Wolf Wall Street. That's what it was.
That's what I felt like I was watching there. Well,
jeez.
But they made it clear like he's a hard worker because while the party was going on, he was like cleaning up. He was doing some stuff. So clearly he was like all about his job, all about trying to be a good. So he went from that to he lost who he loved.
Mm-hmm.
Now he was 100%.
A villain.
Business.
Yeah, business.
All business, nothing else.
And then
matters,
he goes to the Christmas present. He sees his brother. His brother really cares about him, which, I mean, I feel about that too. It really touched a certain tender moment in me, knowing my brother would care about me for Christmas.
Yeah. Send you towels.
Especially,
towels or VCR.
Towels or VCR, especially this time of year,
Speaking of brothers, did you know that Bill Murray's 3 brothers were also in that movie?
No.
I
didn't even know he had any brothers.
Yes.
I didn't know this guy had brothers.
At least 3. I think he's got more.
That he knows of?
Yeah, that he knows of. I guess there's John, Joel, and Brian. They're all actors.
And then Bill.
John plays his brother in the movie.
No way.
That's his actual brother.
That's his actual brother.
I thought they didn't look anything alike. I was like,
No
that's not
way.
even close to looking like his brother.
I did not.
Well, hey.
Okay.
I guess that's wrong about that one.
So Joel is one of the guests at John's party.
Okay.
Which it didn't say who.
Who knows? That could be anybody.
And Brian plays Bill's on-screen father.
His father?
His father.
Wow. And his father was a big-time jerk, too. So that was... They go in the way past and they show how bad his father was. He got him like
Bill Murray's
brother
played his dad.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the butcher guy.
Yeah, the butcher. Yeah. So they had it kind of brought it full circle to Better Off Dead, because his mom, Lane Myers' mom, got him frozen dinners for Christmas.
Yeah. Oh, that's
great. And then Bill Murray's dad got him slices of meat for Christmas. So there's
all this food.
Yeah.
You know what? That needs a comeback.
A comeback.
I haven't seen that before.
Don't call it a comeback.
Yeah.
So anyways, then he goes to a Christmas present. His secretary's son hasn't ever said a word because he saw his dad die or some crap.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. And then, of course, that was a very small part of it. Then they go to the future where he gets burned alive in well, he's dead, but he ends up in a casket. They throw him in a crematorium.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, no one loved me. The only two people there were my brother and his wife.
Yeah.
So then he comes back, of course, and he's fixed, and he takes over the channel. He's like, oh, everyone should be happy. Now, that gets me to the negative parts of I said what I liked. You know, Bill Murray was cool. But also the part I didn't like. Bill Murray was Bill Murray in it. So I feel like Bill Murray has a limited acting range. And when he's supposed to be mad, like when he's supposed to be mad and yelling at people in the movie, I feel like it was so exaggerated that it's like he wasn't even really mad. Like it's just like, okay, who's gonna run? You know, it's like he just doesn't like.
He was just acting.
It's terrible, like bad acting.
But I'll actually tell you, part of the reason is because he ad-libbed most of his lines in the movie.
Well, he does that in every movie. He does. I swear, to get Bill Murray to get Bill Murray on your set, you have to say this is what the movie's about, and you hand him a script, and he will literally be like, if he accepts it, he'll just randomly show up and he'll start talking, and it might not even be what your movie's about.
Yeah,
you know, he just shows up like, oh, I'm Bill Murray.
He's probably like, describe my character. Okay, I'll take it from there.
I got it. Got it. So he does like Christmas. Got it. That's all I need. Well, here are the lines. No, I don't need lines.
The director said that directing Bill Murray is like standing at a busy intersection as a traffic guard.
Oh, I can totally see that. I can totally see that.
Yeah. He's
I
feel a wild character.
Once you sign Bill Murray, you paid for Bill Murray, and what you're getting is Bill Murray, for better or for worse.
Yeah.
And it's not that he's a bad actor. It's just like when he's trying to be angry and stuff, it felt phoned in. You know, I didn't believe he was angry. It was just Bill Murray being angry, which is kind of a joke in and of itself. But it was okay. So he does his part. Another thing is, since we're talking, I know you're saying so many negative things about it. I'm going to say something a little bit more.
I don't have a lot of negative, actually.
Well, I do. Okay. So listen here.
All right.
So the girl he's seeing, like the love of his life that he let get away. So somehow 10 years later, whatever the time frame is, she's still single. And she's like the nicest girl in the world, right? Just an absolute, like, working at a shelter.
What's her name?
Oh, of course I know what her name is.
What?
Lainey.
Susie?
Not too far off. Starts with a C. Well, I'll also say a C. Claire.
Claire.
There you go. You got it.
Yeah.
Oh.
I remember that. Yeah. So she's like the nicest girl in the world, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, what the hell does she see in this guy? Because even when they like make up the first time,
even when he
he has this bad, he thinks it's a nightmare, and he goes and calls her.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, come down to the shelter, you know, blah blah blah. I'll talk to you about it. So like, oh no, first she comes to the TV show, and he's like, he's talking to her, being like, oh, you know, I felt so bad, blah blah. He's like, you stop being a jerk, blah blah, and you're fired. And it's like just being a total dick to everyone.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, she's like, oh, you know, my Christmas is so nice. You know, I'm trying to help out all these
people. Yeah, I mean, she would make like light comments like, oh, why are you being so angry?
Oh, you're angry still.
And then he'd be like, oh, no,
I'm
it's
not
just
being angry.
Yeah, nothing. And then he'd do it again. And it's just like they're making it very clear, like he's a very angry person, a very mean person,
and
she's not. But yet somehow her forgiveness is like boom,
instant.
It's like instant, no matter what. As soon as he acts like don't, you know, every time he went back to her throughout the entire movie, she was the same way though.
Yeah.
Every time he showed like he was interested again, she was
100%
ready to go on with him.
Yep.
It was really kind of weird.
Back in the game. Yeah. It was very strange because if you broke up with someone because they're an a-hole, and then they try to get back with you 10 years later, and they're even worse.
And your life is working at some, you know, what is that? That
shelter for
idiots
where
you're helping people, and you have somebody who's the complete opposite, who's like, why would you? I don't know. It just doesn't make that didn't make any sense. It didn't make
a lot of sense, and it really rubbed me the wrong way that such an a-hole would get with such a nice girl.
It's the pet name.
It's a pet name, Lumpy.
She sees Lumpy again. She gets all like horn dogged out.
That typical thing, yeah.
Speaking of horn dogged out, she got him a Kama Sutra
book
for Christmas. That was her Christmas gift to him. A Kama Sutra book. There's a lot of weird stuff like that.
Yeah, it's like that's kind of strange. But, you know, whatever. I get it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Maybe he just didn't know how to bang. You know.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I am.
Yeah. He needed help. She gave him help.
Yeah.
Hey.
I mean, it showed her smoking a joint in the bathtub. She's clearly like a hippie, And he's just sitting there like, oh, it's like, come on, man. Anyways, so of course there's a big switch at the end.
Yeah. So what? Yeah.
Oh, I felt like you had something serious to say.
I don't. I'm just.
He almost. It wasn't until he like really. I mean, obviously there were some eye-opening parts for him, going through the past, present, future thing.
Right.
But then it wasn't until the final thing when he was like going through the
when they're cooking his bacon. Yeah.
Yeah. That's when he finally snapped, and all of a sudden he's
right.
Speaking of. The guy that he was with at that particular point, when he first popped out of it, you remember who that is? That what's that guy's flipping name, man?
I don't know.
The guy who had the shotgun, who was like
Bobcat Goldthwait.
Yes,
yeah,
Bobcat.
Yeah.
Bobcat.
Wow.
What other movies do you know him from?
Oh, Police Academy.
Police
Amongst
Academy.
many others.
Hot to Trot.
Hot to Trot.
I always think of Hot to Trot with that guy.
That's legendary.
Literally the only 3 people that have ever seen. Well, only 4 people that have ever seen Hot to Trot. 3 of them are in here, and one of them's their dad.
I feel like my dad always. He'd always play that. We crack up. I don't know if I find it funny nowadays.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've not seen it since your dad.
I might find it just too dumb. Actually, I saw it like a few years ago.
Really?
Yep.
I haven't seen it.
And I didn't think it was all that funny anymore.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
It
was just too dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine that's how it went. But anyways, he finds.
I
they get back together.
I keep touching my mic like I'm rizzing it up or something.
I know. Are you trying to rizz up that mic? Hey girl, you like that girl?
Anyway,
jeez, Louise. Anyways,
so what?
So he changes his ways. He becomes he goes on live TV. Almost gets fired because he made everyone work at midnight to do a live enactment of A Christmas Carol. And then he shows up and he's like, "Oh, I'm a changed man, and we're all drinking champagne tonight, and everyone should love each other." Which is fine. I get it. That's the whole concept. Scrooge, changes at the end. He sees the light that, life isn't just making money. It's about the people you love and care about and spending time with them. So, hey, it ends on a good note. Yeah. He gets a little wild, invites his girl on, starts making out with her on camera.
He does some weird stuff. There's definitely some weird stuff that happens.
Gets a little wild. I, for one, if I was watching, I would think maybe this guy is got a little juice going. You know what I mean? Not just juice, maybe something illegal, because he starts flipping out. But anyways, and then, just to kind of wrap this in a bow, Bobcat Goldthwait, he basically he gets fired on Christmas Day. He comes back with a shotgun and tries to kill Bill Murray. And I'm thinking the whole time, like, holy crap, man, this is like going postal. Like, remember how going postal was like a thing?
Yep.
Oh, he's trying to shoot him and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And but they're making a joke out of it because he keeps missing. I guess that's funny. He's got bad aim. But he's like, and then he has him hold up the, he's like, all right, like I've seen the light of my ways, blah, blah. And it's like, I want you to help me like fix everything. Yeah. And so he has him go and bring his shotgun into the booth and hold everyone up in the camera booth.
Did you see how like rough he was? Still after he was like a changed person with that guy, he was like throwing him around, like throw him on the ground and like get in the elevator.
Throw him in the elevator.
He falls on the ground.
It is ridiculous.
He's like. It's like he still has like no care about anybody.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't think he really changed.
No, he did not change. He just had one of those enlightening moments,
right?
And he changed temporarily.
Yeah, it's like those near-death moments where you change, and then you are changed, but only for like maybe a year, and then your old ways start settling back in. And you're kind of back to being a dickhead.
Christmas season, everybody's acting like in the Christmas spirit, and then all of a sudden January hits, and they're like. Tax season.
Right. And I, for one, I'm all about the Christmas spirit. That's one thing I like about Christmas. And just to, bring things full circle here, back to Christmas.
Yeah.
I always feel like being nicer at Christmas, even, just trying to bring a little joy to people's lives. There's nothing wrong with that. Let's be happy.
Nothing wrong with that.
And, if you're going to bring a little joy to our life, maybe you'll subscribe, throw comment.
There, that's what he was getting at.
Woo! Let's go. Just joking, everyone. Seriously.
Just joking. No, we're not.
All right.
Funny,
so Scrooge.
Funny story about Scrooge. Though.
Let's hear it.
So, Paramount refused to let the staff take off on Christmas Day.
They that's funny.
Filming on Christmas.
That's funny.
Do you know the story?
No, that's hilarious.
Wow.
So they refused to let them take off. So the director fired everybody on set.
Oh, nice.
They took off, and then he rehired them 2 days after Christmas.
Nice. That's good. That's the Christmas spirit.
It's like kind of the goes along with the name though, Scrooged.
Right.
Paramount being a Scrooge to not let them take off.
Oh yeah, come on, big Hollywood.
That's funny.
Chill out,
It's crazy.
Like, come on. So anyways, long story short, Scrooge is okay.
You know, it's every year I say it, it's better than I remembered it, and then next year I'll probably say the same thing. Like I don't want to watch it,
right?
Because I feel like I just watched it, and it's okay.
I think subconsciously you just compare it to what else you could be watching,
right?
You know, and you think, do I really want to watch this again, or would I rather watch something different?
Yeah, and
I would rather watch Better Off Dead. You're right.
Yeah, Better Off Dead. I'll watch that every year for sure. But there's movies that are good, but they're not rewatchable.
Right.
You know, they're not like something you want to keep watching. And that's kind of it, but
I don't see this being very rewatchable. I've seen it twice in my life now, and I could go without seeing it for another 5-10 years.
5 years.
Yeah, 5 years.
That's the magic number. You know, we should have a rewatchable score. 5 years.
Yeah, 5 years from now. Yeah. If we're still doing this 5 years from now, we're going to rewatch it and re-score. But to rescore it, we have to have a score. And for a score,
let's get to it, yeah.
I'm going to give it a 6.6. Now, I was thinking 6.5, but as it is the Christmas spirit, I'm going 6.6 because it wasn't bad. It had Bill Murray, and that's the good and bad you get with Bill Murray.
He's
and
good.
that's all I
He's a good actor. Yeah,
I love Bill Murray.
Really well in that.
Instant boost.
Yeah, I love Bill Murray. So any movie he's in,
it also had Bobcat in there.
Bobcat, I do like Bobcat.
How does Bobcat talk?
I don't know, that's my best
amazing.
I don't know about that. What do you think?
That's pretty good, man. Thanks. Holy crap.
All right, give me a score. What do you think? Am I harsh? Am I being too harsh?
No. I was in the 6s too.
No, all right. Good to know.
Because I liked it.
But if you're going to give it a score, what would you give it?
Well, I'm getting there. So I liked it, but you know, did it reach that 7 range?
No,
it just didn't.
It didn't.
It's just not. It's not a 7 range movie, but it is a 6 range.
Yeah,
movie.
it is for sure.
So
and that's not bad. Yeah. Remember, this is out of 10. That means a 5 is a median movie. A 5 is a median movie where it's like a 5 is an okay movie. It's okay.
Yeah.
6 is a better than okay movie. Remember that, guys. Come on, we're not being that harsh. Chill.
I'm giving it a solid 6.7.
Hey, we're right in the same range as usual.
What did you say?
6.6.
Yeah. If I had seen it, I'd give it a 6.5.
This guy.
All right, his score doesn't count.
That's
but based on the trailer, a 6.5. I imagine it'd probably be a 6.7 if you watch it, because we're usually on the same page. But it's a good movie. It's a good Christmas movie.
It is.
You throw it on with the families there. There's nothing outrageous. Kids can watch it.
Yeah.
It's a fine Christmas movie. You're not going to do yourself any harm watching it. It's all right.
Yeah.
Watch it.
Yeah.
It's Christmas.
It is Christmas.
And it's Bill Murray. All right, so let's get
on to the next movie.
All right.
in Paradise, which isn't necessarily a Christmas movie, but does take. It does.
Well, you're right. You're right. It's not
I wouldn't call it a Christmas movie, but it takes place over Christmas.
It absolutely is a Christmas time movie.
Oh, for sure. It takes place over Christmas.
It takes place over Christmas, and it's.
But it's not like a classic like The Grinch or whatever.
Yeah, it's not a Christmas story by any means.
It has nothing to do with Christmas. Christmas just happens to be the time of season that takes place.
That's the season.
It's still. I mean, yes, it has the Christmas feel,
Christmas
spirit.
Yeah,
sure.
It does. And of forgiveness and changing your heart and all this. Good stuff.
That's
good stuff.
So Trapped in Paradise is Dana Carvey, John Lovitz, and of course Nicolas flippin' Cage. Okay. Does anyone want to do the rundown, or should I do it again?
It was also filmed in
Paradise.
What year?
3B.
3 beers, eh?
What year?
Yeah.
1994.
Wow, good one. Yes.
You looked that up. You looked that. Okay.
That's just off the top of my head. I figured the other one was 94. It's got to be close.
Wait, what's the year do you think Scrooge was filmed?
1988.
88.
Yeah. You know what?
Which, if you think about it, the DeLorean in Back to the Future had to go 88 miles per hour. Is it 85 or 88? Shoot. 88, yeah. To go Back to the Future, of course.
I had that on my license plate.
Yeah. Obviously. That's why I said 88. You know, you tried to confuse me because you gave me that look. It threw me off. But it's 88. Because 85 is the year the Bears won. So
everybody knows that.
That's just I'm just connecting the dots. Shoot. If you guys watch the movie, you'd understand that. If you didn't,
Trapped in Paradise, Dana Carvey's character is just killer, man.
So does anyone want to run down?
You can run it down.
I'll run it down. Under 60-second rundown, unless you want to do it.
Down. I'm trying to fill something.
All right, you fill that up. I'll do this. All right. So Trapped in Paradise is about 3 brothers. That'd be Nicolas Cage, John Lovitz, and Dana Carvey. 2 of them are getting out of prison, which would be John Lovitz and Dana Carvey for being robbers and kind of bad people. Nicolas Cage wasn't ever a bad person, but always had bad tendencies. He kind of wanted to join him, but didn't because he's the better brother. So
he had some opportunities.
He had opportunities. He never did it. Right? Like he finds a wallet at the beginning. He thinks about stealing it. He doesn't. But then his brothers get out early because they're already in jail. And they get out early because it's Christmas and they're overcrowded. Kind of like today, right?
Yeah.
So he goes to pick up his brothers from jail, and right away he's like, "All right, blah blah. I don't want to have anything to do with you guys. Like you're, no bad things, whatever." But he's he loves his brothers. So one of them or two of them have this wild idea that they don't tell him this, but there's a bank they found out in a place called Paradise, Pennsylvania, that has no cameras. The guard's always sleeping. And blah 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 blah. They want to go and rob this bank. So Nicolas Cage doesn't know anything about this until he kind of gets wrapped up in the middle of it, and then they all decide to rob it. It turns out bad for him, But the thing about it is, Paradise, Pennsylvania, is just a really nice town. Yeah. Everyone's super nice, They keep making all these mistakes, and everyone's really nice to them and kind.
Classic small town
small town.
Oh, yeah.
And let me tell you this. I have experience in this. I've driven all over the Midwest. Like when I used to fix washers and dryers before I was this big-time podcaster on YouTube. Yeah. I used to drive around and fix all these washers and dryers. And let me tell you this.
That's nice of you.
Well, I didn't do it for free.
Oh, never mind.
But so... The smaller the town, like they'd have McDonald's like everywhere else does. There's a million McDonald's in the world. But I would go to those McDonald's, and I'm telling you, they took pride in making their food better. It was the weirdest thing. You could go to McDonald's in random Wisconsin town, like not on the map, like a smaller town. Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you, not only were the people there just very happy, very like they're, oh, how are you doing? Like, oh, how's your day going? Just super nice, over the top nice. Number two, the food was amazing. I've never had better McDonald's than these little small ass towns.
Wow.
Where the people are kind because they actually care.
I believe that about the people for sure.
Yeah,
the food,
but even the food, no. Like the thing is, you can cook McDonald's and you can do it really fast and just do a crappy job and just do it. Okay, do it by the book, whatever. Or you can put a little care into it. You can make sure the fries are crispy instead of crappy and cold or whatever. I'm telling you. I've went to many. Especially back then. I used to go, many different restaurants, Fridays and everything else. And those small towns, whatever it is, that small town feel where the people actually care.
Oh yeah,
that's a thing, man. I'm telling you, if you want to get good home food, you go to a small town up in Wisconsin.
Know what? You're right. Small town in Wisconsin. When you said Wisconsin, I was like, yep, that's what I'm. Do you remember that story about taking that job in Wisconsin and what we ended up turning into Nicetown in the movie we were writing? So there was this small town in Wisconsin we took this job at. Again,
what kind of job?
Working for my dad's company.
Right? Okay. Roofing and construction.
Building a deck or something.
No, I think you're thinking of a different one.
Oh,
that was in Whitewater.
Oh yeah, that's the one.
I'm talking about. It starts with an M, but I don't think you were there actually that time. But Nick Maholka, our buddy. He was there. And anyway, starts with an M, but it was in Wisconsin, and we were driving through there. We were just like, not Manitowoc or anything like that, but it's just a small one.
Manitowoc's actually famous. That's where Making a Murderer is.
Oh, I know that. Yeah, boy. Yikes. But
I've been there too.
So we were driving through this small town, and we pull up like stop signs and stuff. People go in the opposite direction, and their cars would wave at us through their windshield to ours.
Yeah.
And we were like...
You can't help it.
I was like looking behind me, like, is there somebody in another car? And then we pull over. We were pumping gas at this gas station, and we were talking about that. We were talking about like, man, why are people, waving at us and stuff? We don't know anybody around here. While we were pumping gas, a car drove by. They looked at us and they waved to us, and we were like, "What in the world?"
I think I remember you telling me about
and
that.
And then the craziest thing happened. We were again sitting there at this gas station, and a car accident. A car hit another car.
Oh, my.
Like, boom.
Was everyone okay?
I don't know. But they pull over. Both cars backed up from the accident and drove off in their other ways. And I thought,
what the
they're
heck?
not getting out to look at their cars. They're not getting out to talk. They just drove off. They each went their separate ways.
Wow.
They just kind of backed
sorry,
up.
neighbor.
They probably waved each other off and just went on.
Neighbor.
And we were just like, you got to be kidding me.
That's wild.
Just like, they're
because I've seen car accidents in Zion where people just like kind of barely touch, and all of a sudden the guy jumps out grabbing his neck. My neck.
Oh yeah.
You can't be doing that in cities, but I tell you, small towns, they probably.
And then the guy that jumped out of the car, grabbing his neck. Then some other guy jumps in his car and takes off. He's like, "I was checking my car."
Yeah.
Oh
you
yeah.
know, it's like
that's 2023 right there.
Yeah, that's 2023. You jump out with a neck problem from a fake car accident, and all of a sudden someone's stealing your car.
Yeah.
What's the world come to?
Oh, sheesh.
But speaking
of crazy people, did you notice that in Trapped in Paradise?
Oh yeah.
I remember that.
For one thing, it's a small town, but there's like, I think there's three
brothers.
3 different crazy people in that movie.
Oh yeah.
The guy that works at the gas station.
I don't know if we're allowed to say this on YouTube.
Deputy.
I'm not trying to get canceled.
No, we're not trying to get canceled.
But he goes, "Oh, that's my brother." When Nicolas Cage talks about his Dana Carvey. He's trying to mac with this chick. He's trying to put the Riz. I'm allowed to say that, right? Am I young enough to say
Mac?
No, we used to say Mac. The Riz. That's the new thing. Riz is Mac.
I didn't know that.
It's a new word for Mac.
If you're not saying it, we're not going to get any subscribers.
Right, we got to get subscribers. So he starts rizzing up this chick that's working at the bank, and he's like, "Oh, you'll have to pardon my brother. He's retarded." It's like,
yeah,
the way he says it, he's trying to be elegant.
He was trying to be, I don't know, Rico flipping suave with this chick, man.
Yeah,
but anyway,
and then John Lovitz comes in.
What?
He says, "My brother's
Oh yeah.
What did he say? Call him and he needed some sugar. So we said,
"Oh, he's diabetic."
He goes, "Yeah, diabetic." He's like, "Go find you something sweet."
So he started. That was the whole thing.
But so obviously Dana Carvey's character is kind of, I don't know, slow. I guess you could say. I don't know.
You could say slow,
right?
Oh, he's a kleptomaniac.
He's a kleptomaniac, but that doesn't. That doesn't explain his
actions.
Yeah,
right.
Oh, it's over the top.
Well, how he acts. I mean, he acts like he's slow or something, right?
Yeah.
Well, then the guy who falls off the horse, the deputy, that guy.
Oh yeah, he's slow too.
It's the son of the sheriff or whatever.
And he even says that.
He's slow. Oh,
the sheriff's like, "Sorry, my son is a deputy. But my son's a little slow." But
right.
Oh, I'm sorry. So go on your way.
And then you got the guy that works at the gas station who's also a deputy.
Oh yeah.
He's also slow. I mean, it's like
that is weird.
That's a lot of people in this small town.
Yeah, it's like he's like should
are in this little movie here.
Do you want me to bag all that? Should I bag all this? He's like only the stuff you're not like
emotionally attracted to.
He's like, okay.
Yeah.
He's like, never mind, get out of here.
Yeah.
Did you notice when they ran into the deputy on their horse and he says, "Sorry, my son's a little slow," that Alvin Firpo looked at the deputy and kind of smiled and
because they both had that. They noticed each other. Oh, I noticed that right away.
They did.
It's like two slow people realizing we're both slow. You know.
He did. He nodded. What's up? What's up?
What's up? It's like they liked each other. Like,
yeah.
Hey.
We're gonna get canceled for
that. Big time. We use the hard R.
We're not laughing at that.
No, we're laughing at the movie with them. We're not laughing at the slow people. Okay, we're laughing at the situation they were in a fake movie, not because.
Okay, we don't need to explain.
Oh, jeez, we're canceled. It's
all
over.
right, moving right along.
It's over. Our dreams are.
We went too far, but it was funny. Like, they went to rob that bank, and then they went like. The guy that had the keys, the president of the bank wasn't there. Right. He was at the restaurant across the street, so they were like, "Okay, let's go over across the street." So he's
going. So they go and rob the restaurant. Nicolas Cage goes and robs the restaurant across the street.
No, he didn't rob it.
Well, he pulled them. Yeah, they pulled a gun.
He's like, "Okay,"
but he wasn't robbing them. He's like, "I need this guy."
Yeah.
And he's like, but then he's like, "Well, they've seen too much." He's like, "Oh, you're all coming next door to me." So he takes the entire restaurant next door to the bank,
which was weird because that Alvin Firpo, which is Dana Carvey's character. They were leaving that restaurant, and I mentioned it to him, was like, he plays so dumb this whole time. They were leaving that restaurant. He was like, "Oh, all these people, they're going to call the cops as soon as you walk out of here." Yeah. I was thinking, all of a sudden, he's like,
now he's the smart one.
All of a sudden, he's like the one walking into stores, like taking everything, not caring about consequences. And all of a sudden, he is thinking ahead. I'm like,
yeah, he had his moments.
You would have think that the other guy,
or when they first walked into the restaurant, he handed his shotgun to one of the people
so he
eating
his food.
He said, "Hold this."
Yeah.
What?
Dana Carvey. So Dana Carvey never gives enough credit because I think
man,
he's one of the funniest people, like one of the best comedians of all time.
He was the best part of that movie.
In that movie, sure, but in
absolutely.
everything, like even the Taco Bell Dana Carvey show that was like on during the end of the '90s, where he had his own show. Man, it was freaking hilarious. Dana Carvey's great.
He's awesome,
and I'm glad he's finally just now starting to make a comeback because he's been on a few things recently. And he deserves it,
in a long time. I don't know what you're talking about, but
I
haven't seen him.
I'm
I
not
haven't
watching
seen him either.
YouTube.
Wow.
Oh, he's on.
I haven't seen him since.
He's on.
We're gonna pump
you up. No. He's been on. He's been doing some good Biden skits and stuff. Not to get political.
On what show?
Well, you gotta watch YouTube, bro. Where are you?
I'm on YouTube, trying to make myself.
he's got his own show on.
By
YouTube?
the way,
no, he's just been on a few like podcasts and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, he's been doing some comedy stuff.
Okay.
We'll link it below. We'll link it below. Check out the comments below.
I didn't know he's still around.
If he's making a comeback. Just like what's that chick that had the comeback? That one chick,
You know the one?
Dana?
No. Kardashian, she had a comeback.
Courtney?
Yeah. Both of them. The one that made
Chloe.
the video? The one that made the video.
Kim
Kardashian.
What do you know about the flipping Kardashians?
Oh, she had a comeback.
He knows movies.
She definitely came.
This guy knows movies all right, but the wrong ones. What movies have you been watching?
Forget that. Cut that out. All right, we'll edit that in post. Yeah. So, anyways, Dana Carvey's back, and he's more popular than ever. Well, that's not true. He's not more popular than ever, but he's making a comeback. He's a funny guy. Look, end of the story.
Yeah.
He's a funny guy. He's always been funny.
Oh, yeah.
He had his own show for like 6 episodes. It was great. Funny guy. I'm glad that he's coming back today. But in Trapped in Paradise, he was the funniest character.
Oh, yeah.
And I love Nicolas Cage, but Dana Carvey put it all together.
Oh, he made the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Every line he had, every scene he was in.
A little over the top, but funny.
He was a laugh. You know, another laugh.
It's just his voice. The voice he found. Is
like, man. That's just it. I mean, he didn't play himself even close. He played this very unique character that was
like
just
Nicolas Cage played Nicolas Cage.
He did. Yeah.
Like just kind of we're just talking about how Lovitz. Bill Murray is Bill Murray in every movie. Mm-hmm. Nicolas Cage is Nicolas Cage in every movie. It's like
I mean,
we gotta go.
Century Fox actually told Dana Carvey. Century Fox.
Who's that?
The production company.
Yeah.
They told Dana Carvey to stop using that voice. They didn't like it.
Shut! I can't escape.
A bunch of a-holes.
And Nicolas Cage told him, ignore what they're telling you. Keep doing it because it's funny.
Nicolas Cage is a smart man.
Like him.
He ended up helping direct a lot of the movie. Nicolas Cage actually.
That's
really
because the guy who wrote the movie directed, and it was one of the producers, George Gallo, didn't. Apparently, from what the actors were saying, didn't hardly direct at all. He just kind of sat back and let people do whatever.
Yeah.
So Nicolas Cage kind of stepped up and helped direct.
That's good.
You get some stars in there, they just need some general direction.
Yeah.
From somebody who's good.
Yeah, because you got 3 superstars.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Well, I wouldn't call John Lovitz a superstar, but he's funny. Yeah. He's
got mucho experience, and he's like...
At the time,
Saturday Night Live. That was all their heyday. That was when they were all hot.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. So...
Definitely.
You need a director, and that's what we talked about in that stupid shark movie that may never. This podcast may never make it. It's the last episode. This might be 14. This might be 15. There's a lot of things about that, but
we don't know.
We don't know what's going on with episode 13. No, it's episode 13. Might be missing. But that being said, we're talking about the director in the shark movie, the CGI shark, where the director just had absolutely no idea what they're doing. Well, we're not going to worry about that.
Bye.
So, anyways, to wrap that up, no big deal. The Shark movie didn't have a good director, right?
Right.
And it was just kind of off. You could tell. Due
to that massive lack of direction, it killed the movie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Big time.
And, but yeah, Nicolas Cage was an incredibly enthusiastic character. You notice how his facial expressions, the way his tone,
over the top,
everything is way over the top in everything he said in the movie. But it was kind of too much.
It's Nicolas Cage being Nicolas Cage.
But it was kind of, it was
especially
funny.
if you don't have a director telling him what to do. I could tell that's why it was him doing what he did.
In a non-serious movie, in a total comedy like that movie is.
Yeah.
I mean, it was okay. It was,
right.
It was a little over the top. It was definitely over the top, but it was okay when you have two wild characters. John Lovitz, I feel like he played kind of a typical John Lovitz.
Yeah, yeah, just like a conniving,
conniving
scheming guy.
He plays that character, that type of character very well.
And all in all, was it a great Christmas movie? It's okay. I like that it brought like we're talking about. It had that small town feel where even if you're a bad guy in a small town, they want to see the best in you, and I think that's a good thing. Like it's the whole American experience, man. Like most of the majority of America, the population, are centralized in cities and stuff, and not many people actually get out to the small towns and see what it's really like, away from the big city. And I'm telling you, everyone that's out there in like a big city that hasn't made the 2-hour trip to a small town outside of wherever, a town you never heard of, I'm telling you right now, go out there, try the McDonald's, like just to see the difference, And the people are just, it's the weirdest thing, like. People, not to make a crazy ass like race and I'm not trying to get super like into like crazy ideas, but if you go to a small town, it's not what people paint it out to be.
No.
I mean, I swear to everything. Of course,
Absolutely
I am what I
not.
am, but in my experience, everyone's just super nice.
Yeah,
everyone's
respectful,
kind,
very respectful,
and they honestly want the best for you. And they will go out not like a city where you can be in a city and people are going to pass you left and right. I guarantee you, if you get a flat tire in a small town, the first car that comes by you is going to stop and help, like try to help.
Yeah,
like it's just that's the small town mentality in America, and I think it's today's day and age. They try to paint it like in a different world.
In a city, I'll tell you what they're thinking. You do what you do, I do what I do.
Nice.
Hey,
they're serving time out on parole. Connect the dots.
Do you know what that voice and the facial expressions was actually based on something?
No way. What?
Whatever
it is.
It has to be somebody met before or something.
Apparently, it was a young Mickey Rourke.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Okay.
So,
wow.
Yeah. So if you find that clip, whoever's editing this, put that
Young
in.
Mickey
I'll look it
Rourke
up. Yeah,
acting
it's
like
gonna be
that?
me. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna
That's
look it
acting
up.
like a
young
little
Mickey
psycho.
Rourke.
I'm kind of wondering what that is too.
Yeah, because I mean I
I
know
don't know.
the current Mickey Rourke. Wasn't he in The Wrestler? Wasn't that Mickey Rourke?
Yeah,
and so on. So yeah,
that doesn't seem right.
Yeah, it's
No.
interesting. I don't know.
We'll try.
We'll
hey,
look into that.
I'll do my homework and I'll look into that.
Our
Maybe I'll throw a
editors will
clip.
look into that. We'll
Throw a
see what
clip up
happens.
there. But anyways, let's end this one and let's give it a
man.
review.
And by the way, another thing that's interesting. Two more interesting things.
Yes,
also.
I want to hear them.
Good.
Okay.
I'm all ears.
John Lovitz in an interview said that all the actors hated filming that movie and they called it trapped in BS.
Well, wow. Okay. All right.
Except
well, with a poor director, I could see it being like that.
Yeah.
Imagine if we're doing
True.
something and
It's true.
just had a terrible director and didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course it sucks.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes you probably have no idea what's going to come of it, and you just it's really wacky, and maybe,
you're getting paid a lot of money
even
to do it.
dumb a lot of the time. You just think, oh gosh, this is going to just tank,
Right.
Yeah. Probably like what.
And it kind of did. I wonder what because
I think it did. I think the critics just
Yeah.
killed it.
I thought it was all right, but
user reviews.
Probably
Speaking of, I just want to make one comment. I know I've implied this throughout all of our podcasts.
Yeah.
Up to this point, but I just want to make it very clear.
Yes.
Metacritic is just trash.
That's
man.
trash. Well, I've always thought the big three are all trash, honestly.
Well,
I think Rotten Tomatoes is trash. I think Metacritic's trash. And I think IMDb is trash.
Well, so like Rotten Tomatoes and stuff like that, are they bought,
Right.
No, they are. They are.
But Metacritic is like they hand select certain what they consider to be, highly respected critics, and they take like New York Times and all these different the movie critics that work for them,
Right.
and they put together this Metacritic rating. Well, unfortunately, they're trash, and if you compare them to the user reviews, which are like sometimes tens of thousands of people, they clearly have a major disconnect between what people think and what they think. So who's right there? I mean, when like for this movie, for example, Metacritic I think rated this movie like I don't know, a 3 or a 4 or something
out of 10 or out of 20?
No, out of 10.
Whoa!
And then while users rated it like a 7 or 6 or 6,
but not out of 5.
A 6 or 7.
Out
of 5.
I honestly can't think of
so it's like double
a time in my life where I remember looking at the critics' rating of a movie and agreeing with it.
Oh, I totally get
like
well. So why does
except for our own?
So why does it even exist?
I don't know.
If users don't,
they're a joke.
If users don't respect them,
Right.
if the general viewer doesn't respect them or doesn't agree with their you know,
what Caleb's trying to say is you should respect our view, but not theirs.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
You know, because we actually care.
I don't claim to be a professional movie critic. I don't know it all about movies, but I'll tell you what, I love movies, and I love talking about movies. I love watching movies.
And
I feel like our opinion resonates with most
most viewers,
fans.
Like,
we're not the Metacritics.
We're not going to crap on a movie.
We're the anti-Metacritic.
Yeah, we're not going to crap on a movie that's a bad movie. We look for even though we may crap on some, we look for the value and the good experience. Like, if you watch it and you had fun, it's not that bad of a movie, you know? But if like even some great movies that Metacritic said were great, that were not, like, they can be bad, you know? And they're almost like they're paid. They're paid to give it a higher rating than what it really should be.
Yeah.
Whereas we're going to give it what we honestly feel. Like, we'll tell you, is it worth it? Sure. Like, we give it a more legitimate, like, score within the 10 scale, right? But
I think critics, I think they don't take into consideration the entertainment factor of it.
That's exactly what it is.
You're 100% right about that,
100%. The entertainment factor.
Which is huge, because it's the entertainment industry.
To quote Russell Crowe.
That's a big, important thing.
Quote Russell Crowe, were you not entertained? If I was entertained, you're getting a good score. Yeah. Even if it was a kind of a bad movie.
And I've said that so many times.
If I was entertained, it was entertaining. It was worth my time and money.
Sometimes movies are just trash, but I got a lot of laughs out of it, and I was entertained.
Right.
So I give that some value, you know?
Right. Just like CGI Gator. Was that a great movie? No, it was not a great movie.
Absolutely not.
But was it a good movie that I was entertained? Absolutely it was.
Yeah.
I thought
it was worth my time,
It was worth my time, and I had a lot of laughs.
Yeah.
So, that being said...
CGI, we're not talking about CGI.
No, that's for another episode.
That's horrible.
But Trapped in Paradise.
What's your rating?
Let's see. Was it better? Here's my question. Was it better or worse than Scrooged?
I'm not going to influence you, so
don't influence me. I'm always the first one. I'm like the trendsetter. You know, I'm the trailblazer.
I've got my score in my head.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
I assume Caleb does too. So my score is not going to affect yours. However,
correct.
For my own self, I think to myself, Trapped in Paradise versus Scrooged, how is it comparatively? And I'm going to say it was as good as Scrooged, 6.6. I must say it was about the same movie. Of course, a completely different experience, but both entertaining, both worth my time.
Yeah.
Both good Christmas movies, both the exact same score. I think watching one and the other, I don't think was any better than one or the other. Yeah. They both had ups and downs, and that's what it is, a 6.6 for both. What do you think, Caleb?
Well, that's I was thinking the same line of thought. So I was also thinking like one had like Scrooged had the benefit of being a good overall movie.
Yes.
While Trapped in Paradise had more laughs, which I like.
Yeah.
But the storyline was not as good, and overall was not as good.
Right.
So, but I like it more because I think that those three guys, Nicolas Cage, John Lovitz, Dana Carvey, I just think that it worked, and I think it's a more rewatchable movie for me than Scrooge is. Okay. So I'm rating it a 6.9.
Okay.
While my other one was, I think, 6.7. So a little bit higher, but they're very close in overall rating.
Sure.
I think Scrooge was a better made movie, and I think that storyline.
That's what it came down to.
Storyline was a lot better.
Yep. I thought Scrooge was the better overall.
Yeah.
But the other one had better moments. So that's why it equaled out for me. But that's pretty close. What do you think, SQ?
I think I would give it a solid 7. And
oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, and I just appreciated like Caleb said, the laughs. There's so many funny scenes and so many funny Dana Carvey's just so many hilarious lines, and his character was just,
he made it.
Yeah, he made it. And John Lovitz, same thing. He had some hilarious stuff, and just the heart feels at the end. Just really, I feel like it really makes you kind of reflect on your own life in a way. Even though it's kind of a comedy, I still feel like it makes you look at yourself and go, yeah. I mean, how much do I really care for people? How much do I really put out there? But and it's very, very rewatchable. I could watch that every Christmas if I want.
I can tell we're all gonna have a big hug after this.
Yeah, for sure. Let's have another drink and a big hug. Yes. I felt like I didn't want to cut you
I was
off.
gonna say, well, what do you guys think of the two movies? Put your comments and your rating.
Rate them, yeah. Give it a rating below. What do you think about Trapped in Paradise? What do you think about Scrooge? Throw your own review in, and we'll comment on them if you throw them in the comments.
I want to say though that both of those obviously they kind of sound low. I mean, a 6.7, 6.9. These are not highly rated movies,
right? And
the reason I think for that, reason I'm not rating this as an 8, because I think it's a really funny movie.
Sure,
but it's overall it's just they're both kind of cheesy, kind of not that great, Yeah,
they're not great. They're not great movies.
To me, they're not great,
but they're good.
Movies.
But
to me, Nicolas Cage's character kind of dropped my score.
Yeah, there were some negatives.
Which is sad because I love Nicolas Cage. Like I love his,
but he's cheesy.
He is
a cheesy. Actor.
A lot of his things are cheesy.
Naturally cheesy actor.
Yeah.
He just
but
isn't everything.
That being said, in the movie Renfield, could there have been a better vampire? No, absolutely not.
Hey, I'm just gonna say one thing: Con Air.
Oh,
Con Air was great.
What
about Face Off with John Travolta?
There's another one.
He's played so many characters, and then that's ended up being like what created him to be this wide, range, crazy character. Who's like now, because he's done so much stuff like it's all over the place.
Yeah.
He literally doesn't say
now
no.
Everybody likes him.
Yeah.
They want to see
you
him
can't
again.
hate
It's
him.
almost funny. Doug. What's he going to be in next?
Movie quiz.
What's he going to be next?
Hold up. We didn't have a movie quiz.
I was going to ask you that.
I'm going to throw it out right now.
Please.
One quick movie quiz before we end and I go on a little Christmas thing. What was Nicolas Cage's first ever movie? Anyone?
Well, this is not related to the movie.
Don't look.
No, I'm not. I was shutting down.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna say something, but it's probably wrong.
Who wants to buzz in? Anyone? You're buzzing in. Caleb looks like he's lost in space. Go ahead.
I have no idea.
Go ahead. I know.
I feel like I'm thinking it's that one party one, or that vampire maybe one he was in.
You're wrong.
Okay, I don't know.
All right, Josh, answer.
Oh, I do know what it is.
I'll give you a hint.
Like
it has to do with his last name. It surely isn't Cage. Go ahead. Answer.
It's like a 50s
Nope.
love. No?
Negative.
Okay.
The first ever movie that Nicolas Cage was in was a movie called Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Oh, wow.
And he was credited in this. His last name is Nicholas Coppola. Nephew of Francis Ford Coppola.
Oh, interesting.
Wow.
So that's why he is famous. That's why he got a lot of gigs. Although that is why he is Nicolas Cage. He became Nicolas Cage because Cage, the comic character, was one of his favorite Marvel characters.
That's cool.
And so he took over the name of Cage because he didn't want to be known as Nicolas Coppola and get free advertisement as Nicolas Coppola. He wanted to be his own dog. So I respect him there.
Yeah.
But Fast Times at Ridgemont High, classic movie. We'll probably eventually, if we go on another year, we'll probably eventually do that one because that's a classic movie.
My favorite movie of his is probably Raising Arizona. Have you seen that?
I've seen it once, many years ago.
It's pretty good.
I've heard that's the one where he gets a daughter or something, right?
He steals a child.
Yeah.
Him and his wife.
Not a good thing to do. We don't recommend that here. But I think that's going to do it for us. This is a little spicy Nicolas Cage info for you.
Trying to think if I had any movie quizzes for you guys.
You got anything?
I just couldn't think of anything.
I mean, I got one.
Go ahead.
Okay. So this was filmed in
3B.
Trapped in Paradise was filmed in Canada. And,
was it? Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
In the winter, of course, and there was not enough snow up there at the time to make the snowy.
In Canada?
In Canada,
They ran out of snow in Canada? What's the world coming to?
So what did they use in place of snow?
What they use in place? They're not snow machines?
No, it wasn't a snow machine.
Caleb? I mean, what would you use in... I mean, I think plastic, but...
It's not plastic.
Not ice.
I don't know. I know that they use blankets a lot when they use snow, like in the background.
There wasn't a blanket.
Okay.
All right. Well, I guess we're both stumped. You got us.
So it's potato flakes from Idaho.
No.
Yeah, 75,000 pounds of potato flakes.
Taters?
Yeah.
Taters? What's taters?
They're supposedly biodegradable and everything. So.
Well, taters are
biodegradable. That sounds really
Isn't that crazy?
Strange.
Potatoes.
Like,
potatoes.
why
boil and mash them, stick them in the stew.
Should have just relocated the,
Idaho.
The film spot or something.
Film spot, yeah.
Why just keep filming somewhere where there's no snow and you need snow for your film? I mean, anyway.
I don't know. Anyways, that's going to end it for us. That's our Christmas episode. So we're going to, obviously we did a couple wild movies. I mean, I wouldn't say they're that wild, but they're off the, not your normal Christmas movies. But
I mean, Scrooge, I think everybody's aware of.
But have they seen it?
Have they seen it? I hope so, because it's a good movie, worth a watch.
Yeah.
Trapped in Paradise?
I don't think most people have heard of that, or even heard of that.
Some people have our age, but that's about it.
It's a classic in our family.
It's good.
It's got to be watched. If you're a fan of Nicolas Cage or Dana Carvey,
watch it.
Gotta see it.
Oh yeah, watch it.
Or if you're even somebody from that era of the 90s or 80s, whatever, you just got to see it.
Just watch it.
If you're a fan of that
They're
type
fine
of comedy.
movies. Of course, we were arguing a lot about what to watch for our Christmas episode.
Yeah.
And there's, your classics. Obviously, there's like Christmas Story,
Elf,
Die Hard, and so on.
This is just...
And this is our first year. Hopefully next year, hopefully we last a whole another year, and we'll get into even more Christmas movies, because I love it. It's good. It's always fun to have something to look at.
Next year we might watch Bad CGI Santa.
Yeah, why not? If it exists, we might watch it. But that's gonna do it for us.
Yeah.
I just want to say, hey, everyone, have that small town feel this time of year, right? You should watch Trapped in Paradise just to get the feel of what Bill and Ted say to each other. Be excellent to each other.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's this time of year. If you got $5 to throw your Amazon guy, throw him a couple bucks. That makes a big difference. $5 does not make a lot of world to me or you guys.
Yeah.
But giving to someone that might possibly need it,
if you even
means the world.
If you even have a working finger, hit that subscribe button.
Yeah, not to bring it full circle to us, but yeah, just be excellent to each other. Have an awesome Christmas. Just bring the Christmas spirit back. Be kind to each other. Say hello. Say hi. Hi, hello.
Wave to people.
Hello.
If you get in an accident, just drive off.
Just drive off. Just give your neighbor a wave and drive off.
Just like they do in the nice small towns.
Yeah, it's a small town thing. But anyways, have a Merry Christmas. Thanks so much for watching our channel. I hope everyone has a great next year. I hope it blows up for everyone. All the your dreams come true. Or, well, not all your dreams, because some of you have really sick dreams.
Yeah.
And I hope those don't come true. But the positive dreams, let those shine through.
Please.
All right. Anyone else got anything to say before this very, very Merry Christmas of 2023?
Nope. Close it out.
Yeah.
Nope. See you next year.
See you next year, suckers. All right, guys.